For today's cup of coffee, is anybody else having issues with their electronics? It's almost like
they are.
Mercury retrograde. It's almost like that.
Yeah, I didn't forget that cup of coffee. But it's literally feels like Mercury in retrograde, but it's not.
But it's weird.
Yeah. But shit's fucking up.
Yeah. Yeah. We had a friend that came to visit us. His car, it's some kind of an electrical something.
Car broke down in our driveway.
Somebody tried to call. It's like my phone froze up. I couldn't put it on speaker. I couldn't do anything with it. Had to restart the whole thing. Then we had of course we always have dankness, but, hopefully we've got that fixed. We don't know whether we do or not.
If we don't, it's okay. I like the dank. I like the dank.
It depends on how dank. There's dank and then there's dank.
I can get dank.
Well, people that's got...
You want me to get dank?
No,
I can get dank.
People that may have on like headphones or earbuds or whatever the hell they're doing these days, they may not appreciate the uber dankness.
The dankness?
Uber.
Oh.
Uber dankness.
Okay. I was about to be like, ooh woo.
Ooh woo woo.
Ooh woo.
Yeah. Anyhow, Hollywood, in case people don't know, they're having this huge strike right now.
They are, the writer's strike. The writer and producer strike.
Then you had like the actors join in on it.
Actors and writers.
And this very well may be the death knell for Hollywood. And that's okay because it's been dying a slow, painful death for a very long time.
In a way it is.
And, a lot of this was, they have, when people start doing something other than their job, these people are actors. They get paid to speak other people's words.
Well, what about Fran Drescher? She's just doing her thing.
I don't know.
She just started the reboot of The Nanny.
But it doesn't matter. When these people get all up in their own ass and they start preaching on other people and it's something other than just supposed to be a movie, then they've, worn out their welcome is what they've done. And so with today's world, do we really need Hollywood?
I mean, not really. That's why they're starting to replace them with AI and like deep fakes and such like that.
And CGI, and there are so many independent filmmakers and stuff. You can look on YouTube and everything. Amazingly creative people.
Yeah.
Some of these people everywhere. That are the computer, they can do the magic with the computers.
There's no short supply of creatives.
No, there's not.
There is short supply of talented ones.
Well, there's quite a few of the talented people. It's just a matter of...
Are you sure? Because it doesn't take a lot of talent anymore to create AI art.
Well, we're talking about film. Let's focus back on some of the movies. We call it film, but it's not. Is it really film anymore?
Oh, now on editing, yeah, that does take talent.
There's some amazing editors out there, and it's just true. Like some of the megatubers and stuff like that. It's like, how many times have we thought about Markiplier's editor? What is his name again?
Lixian.
He's amazing.
We love Lixian.
His artwork is amazing.
He is an incredible dude. He also makes video games once in a while.
Yeah. So there's a lot of highly talented individuals out there that are quite capable of doing good work without preaching on people or virtue signaling or some of this other idiocy.
Also, have you seen most modern art? That doesn't take a lot of talent.
No, it doesn't. But just focus.
No, that goes along with it.
Well, kind of, sort of. And it's like it's late in the evening, and I've got, hang on a second, lemon water. Here, amuse the troops while I'm drinking.
I wish I had a drink. I wish I had a drink, because I got a bad case of cotton mouth right now.
I've got lemon water. I really do. Because
I envy you right now.
Late in the evening. Huh?
I envy you right now.
You want some of my lemon water? I can hand it over there to you.
Sip.
Oh, here.
If you don't mind.
No, that's fine. Well, I'll share my lemon water.
Thank you.
And I usually hate remakes.
Thank you.
Because what they have been doing lately has been ruining everything they touch.
For real.
But that being said, There are some movies that we would love to see remade.
I'm looking at you, Grudge.
Not.
I'm still mad about that. Have you seen the Grudge remake?
No.
I was so mad.
What did they do to it?
Oh, they fucked it up. They fucked up the Grudge.
Of course they
Now,
did.
I actually did finally get a chance to see that movie. I was mad.
That's why I don't even bother with
I was
them.
so upset.
There's been so many that they have ruined that, but we're not saying that Hollywood has to do this stuff. We're talking that independent. I understand that there's copyright shit and everything like that. But that aside, suspension of belief right now, if some independent people could recreate some of these movies, that would be awesome. So we have a brief list of movies that we would like to see.
Yeah.
And Youngest Kid's, one of his all-time favorite movies is Death Becomes Her.
Yes.
And this was from 1992, and it was a dark comedy.
It was a dark comedy, and it is It is iconic.
And
it is iconic.
It has Meryl Streep and Goldie Hawn. And then they were fighting over Bruce Willis.
Yes.
And Meryl Streep is one of these that she just... No, I'm
Do
done
you know
with
how
her.
long it took me to realize that was Bruce Willis?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually could do more than just the action roles. But he sort of got typecast at a certain point. But...
he did a damn good job in that movie. He really did.
He did. He did a really good job. And if you're not familiar, it was one of these that the character of Bruce Willis, he had given these people a magic potion. Meryl Streep, her character was the wife, correct?
Yeah, Meryl Streep
and
was the wife.
Goldie Hawn
Goldie
was
Hawn
the
was
mistress.
Well, in technicality, actually, Goldie Hawn was the original girl. They were going to get married. And, her and dude. And then Meryl Streep came along. Meryl Streep's character. They broke,
she was a homewrecker?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. Meryl Streep's character is 100% a homewrecker because they had a feud in the movie.
Right.
They were frenemies.
And so, just really cool things.
And so, Meryl Streep's character was technically the mistress.
That ended up actually legally married to him. Mm-hmm. So with this eternal youth thing, they also were given immortal
by this lady. I don't remember her name. This lady with black hair. It came into a bob. She wore little to next to nothing, but it was this one beaded and jeweled top with this skirt thing, and the next was this robe with this big ass collar.
Okay.
But she was like, symphony that live forever.
And so it was this immortality spell.
Yeah.
And
she was saying how she was 100 and some years old.
Right. And so it actually did not go according to their plan.
No.
And so Kid would like to see that remade. And especially with CGI, the different computer magic that they have today.
Not necessarily remade. I want it with the original ending that was planned. Because the original ending that was planned was not that, them falling down the stairs and breaking apart and then one of them saying a witty line. It was actually supposed to be them sitting over, this lookout on this mountain or something. And them talking and being like, what do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? Do you want to go to Paris? Paris again? We've already been there X times. And then they see the character Ernest and his wife, and they're holding hands, but they're very old at that point. And Meryl Streep and Goldie Hawn's characters still look young and beautiful and put together. but they look down there, and Meryl Streep's character is like, how pathetic. And Goldie Hawn's character is like, yeah, but she almost has this character of, or this look of longing
Right.
on her face.
Sort of the fox and the sour grapes type thing.
Yeah,
And so
because that
I
was the
think,
life she wanted.
right. Which is really tragic that was taken from her. But also that she, instead of her letting it go or whatever.
But because it did not screen test well, like as far as with the crowd or whatever, because it made people sad at the end of a funny movie, because it actually had a good fucking message to it that wasn't like funny or whatever.
Yeah, I guess it was the antithesis of everything that Hollywood is, which is that, that quest for eternity, the immorality. Oh God, that's a Freudian, isn't it?
Yeah.
Immortality along with beauty.
It's just like, I would like to see that ending.
Right.
I really would like to see that ending in action.
So you would like to see the director's cut.
Yeah.
And maybe that would work well. So, but he's always, since he was a kid, loved that movie.
That has been one of my top 5 movies.
Yeah.
And I can quote it verbatim almost.
Mm-hmm. One that I would love to see remade, Never Ending Story.
That's a good one.
I think that could be done so well with the CGI and the different things like that.
Was it a dragon?
Uh-huh.
I would like to see the dragon done again.
Right. And Never Ending Story this was, and these little synopses come from Wikipedia, so all you have to do is just type in the movie title and it'll come up for you. It's a 1984 fantasy film, and it was based on a 1979 novel.
It's really good. Y'all should check it out.
You got this little kid that he's having troubles at home, and he's having troubles at school because he's got people that bully him. He goes into this bookstore and borrows a book. And what it is, he actually becomes embedded in the story.
Yeah. Can you believe I've only seen that movie once?
What?
Yeah. Once.
How did you do that?
I was a kid, and I've only seen that movie
I've
once.
watched that bukus of times. Where were you when I was watching it?
I don't know. I was in my room, I guess.
Anyhow, there's a lot of wisdom in that movie, you have the one of the heroes, which is another kid that his name was Atreyu.
I think so.
Then you had the luck dragon, and I can't think of Falcor, I think was the luck dragon's name.
Falcor.
But Atreyu has to go through all these tests and stuff because the land, which was like Fantasia or something like that, was falling apart. And it was because that the princess or the empress or whatever she was had no name. And so Atreyu goes on this quest to find her name. And it's an amazing story.
Yeah.
And so that is something that I would like to have redone.
Mm-hmm.
And because
but
with
done
the technology.
Well and more accurate to the book.
Yes. Now, Falcor, actually, I think that was more of like a puppet type thing.
It was. He was a puppet.
But the CGI, I could see that.
Was it done by Jim Henson?
No, this wasn't a Jim Henson at all.
I'm surprised.
Well, I think that some of the characters in it were very interesting, especially when they were gathering there to the different types of beings that were trying to save Fantasia.
Yeah, because Jim Henson did Labyrinth.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very much
Dark
in
Crystal.
So it's very much in his league.
Sort of. I mean, it could have been. But it's just one of those that he inspired other people to do the puppetry and different things like that. So that was really cool. But I would like to see that one redone.
Yeah.
Another one that desperately needs to be redone and to be done well was The Last Unicorn.
Yes.
And this came out in '82, and it was animated, and it is about the last unicorn. The book is amazing. It truly is. It's Peter S. Beagle who wrote that.
It is.
And an amazing amount of wisdom in there. They used a lot of really good lines from the book in the movie. And they had voice talent. Angela Lansbury. Of course, Angela, anything she
Icon.
did was just golden.
She's an icon. She is just the ultimate class.
And as far as
Ultimate act.
the evil king, Christopher Lee did his voice, which was awesome. Jeff Bridges did a shit job. And then Mia Farrow, who was given the job, who's given the acting of the unicorn's voice. And these people had to sing, and it was torturous. Oh, God, it was torturous. And what was really sad was they had songs that were performed by the group America. Those songs are great.
They are.
The message of the whole movie is great.
I think that's the only thing that held that movie back.
Well, this was,
Was the
this was
singing.
it was directed and produced by Rankin and Bass. And
But
they
the
were
thing
the
is-
ones that did a lot of the animation for a long time. And they had a very specific style, but it just did not do this story justice.
But the thing is, Angela Lansbury.
Oh, she was great. I mean,
she
she's always
now that
great.
did suit her.
Yeah. But it's just an awesome. It's a,
But
it's
you
a
can't
very,
replace someone like Angela Lansbury.
No, you can't. But like I said, it's one of those that the story itself is just incredible.
Yeah.
And the character is Molly Grew, I think was her name. And that line, it's as far as the unicorn, for her to sit there and go, why did you come to me now that I am this? Where were you when I was young and new? And then the unicorn to say, I'm here now. Because Molly Grew's character was kind of rough. She had been through a lot.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, lots and lots of wisdom in that. But yeah, that would be great if somebody would redo that one. Another one, and people may throw stones at me over this, the thought of remaking this one. They Live. That is such an amazing cult classic movie.
Yes, but it was done well the first.
It was. It was campy as hell. It was John Carpenter. It's 1988, and starred Rowdy Roddy Piper. Now, there's no replacing that man.
No.
There's not.
Because, like, literally, who in Hollywood now would replace him? Who do we have?
Well, if you actually go to the story itself, which was that there was a group of people that had developed these sunglasses that they could put on, and they could see through the illusion. They could see the aliens that had taken over the world, and they were hiding in plain sight, but you couldn't see them without these special glasses.
Doesn't that sound familiar?
Yeah, really. Absolutely. And it's like, this is not so self-disclosure.
Right?
But I think that, like I said, with the computer advances, that they could do that to where it wasn't campy, where it's
Or
accurate.
as campy.
Where it's accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not, like, fucked up like they do now with movies. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know.
But it's just...
If you know, you know.
And it actually...
Do you know?
I know many things. I've been around for
But do
a
you
while.
know what we know?
Yes, possibly.
Do you know what I'm talking about right now?
You must cross my palm with silver to find out if I know what you know.
I got about I got about 5 cents.
Another one. Salem's Lot. I loved Salem's Lot.
Are you sure about
Yes,
that one?
yes. Because this was a 1975 horror novel by Stephen King. Now, I understand Stephen King is another one that is uber asshole. I get that. But damn, he's written some good stories over the years. And
Allegedly,
this was...
like, the new It is more accurate to the book, and it's better.
I never,
And they actually
I
used
do,
one of the... They actually used, like, a design that was supposed to be used in the original It.
Right.
But was rejected originally.
Well, it's a time and I do own the new It. I have never watched it yet. I did read the book. I did read the novel.
We need to get the second one, because there's 2 movies.
Is there? I thought I got the other one. But anyhow, and with Salem's Lot, it was, I was trying to look and see who it was that played him right quick. But it was a mini-series on TV.
Yeah. And it was really good.
It was really good. And you had this writer who comes back to his hometown because he wants to write, and the different things that, and there's this haunted house, or it looks like the classic haunted house on the hill. Mm-hmm. And it's awesome. But I don't know that they could recreate the flying boy. And that scared the shit out of me. I rewatched this not that long ago. Danny Glick or something like that was the kid's name in the... And when Kid was floating outside his friend's window and clawing at the glass, it's about vampires, if you haven't figured that out. It's still scary as shit.
Yeah.
The makeup was honestly really good. And it just... But I still think that could be done and done well. Maybe. There's a lot of things that could be done well. And I was still looking to see who it was.
We can only hope that it's done well.
These are things that people that want to remake things, then he could remake this one. I was looking at this, and it doesn't give me... Let's see, it says that it was adapted into a 1979 two-part mini-series. Oh, God, it was that long ago. Oh, God. But anyhow, really good. That would be good. And another one by Stephen King that I would like to see somebody redo, Rose Red. You watched Rose Red with me not that long ago.
I don't remember that movie.
And this was another mini TV series.
Yeah, I know I watched it. I just don't remember it.
And this is where they had, it was that they had got this team of psychics together to go in this mansion.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes, now I do.
And that this parapsychologist had gotten this group of people to go in there.
Uh-huh.
I'd say not a lot of people remember it. And it wasn't a bad series. It wasn't. But with today's technology, they could do it so much better.
For real.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that would be cool as shit.
Yes, it would. Yes, it would. And it said that it premiered in 2002. And it was
not that long ago.
It was 3 nights. Yeah. This is 2023.
Fuck off. I'm 24.
I remembered 1979. Okay, another one, and this is another cult classic that they would have that is very near and dear to me, but could be really good if they would redo it, and that was The Gate.
Yeah.
1987. Little horror flick.
Wait a second. Did I watch that? I'm trying to remember if I watched that or not.
That was about the 2 kids, and this was it says it was between Canada and the United States that it was made. And it was where the tree in the backyard had blown over, and it was the gate to hell, and you had the thing that came out of the gate, and you had all those little demonic minions, which were claymation. You remember that one now?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
That would be
It's
cool.
a cool little movie.
That would be cool.
And, the one little guy, and God love him, he was such a geeky little guy, and he was getting into heavy metal. He was about 11 or 12.
Mm-hmm.
And he was one of those troubled youths. Yeah. But that could be really good. And it says here that a 3D remake was in production and was initially set for release in 2011, but it was never released. That may be a good thing. But
By the way, really quick, back on the topic of Pennywise. Did you see the picture of dude dressed up as Pennywise smoking the cigarette from the original Pennywise? Like, it was behind the scenes, and it was just
Tim Curry?
Yeah, Tim Curry.
No, I'll have
he
to
was just
look for that.
dressed up as Pennywise behind the scenes. He was just crossed his arms, and he was just had his little cigarette.
It's Tim Curry. I mean, God love him. Tim Curry is just, you talk about an icon. He really
is an icon. No one can replace him.
That was the reason, as far as watching the original, the remake of it, I understand that it very much would be more accurate, but it's not Tim Curry.
It's not Tim Curry.
Not Tim Curry.
That's the only reason why I haven't watched the new It.
Right.
Where I don't think that's the only reason either of us have watched the new It.
Right. It's almost like a sense of betrayal or something somehow. I mean, it's like these idiots trying to redo Rocky Horror. It's like, what the fuck are you thinking? Just don't go there. Write something different.
For real.
Another one that's near and dear to me now, this is Clive Barker, Nightbreed. Nightbreed was a 1990, they're calling it a dark fantasy horror film. And it was based on a 1988 novella called Cabal. And Barker has, now his evil people, oh my God. He does more psychological horror than the visceral stuff that King does.
Yeah.
Nightbreed is amazing.
Is Nightbreed the one with the dude with the dreads, like the skin dreads?
Sort of. Yes. And what it was that you had this guy, again with the psychiatrist, that he was supposedly treating this one guy.
And there was this, they lived underground?
They lived in the underneath of a place that was oh God, I can't remember the name of it right now. Anyhow, there was the different tribes of the moon and these different species of people. Let me see if it'll give me. No, of course it doesn't, because I didn't read all that. I thought I could remember it, and I should have known that I couldn't remember it. But as far as the town people, and you have the stereotypical, whatever it was, redneck, whoever that decides they're going to go out and they're going to blow up the monsters and all this bunch of stuff, and it shows that actually they were the monsters. And I wish that Barker would have written more on that. He could have created an entire series, and this could be fan fiction easily. Multi-movie series. But like I said, fan fiction, they could go in there and take the mythos of this story of Nightbreed and continue it on.
They could.
Because it's just absolutely amazing. Midian, there it is. They did say Midian was where the monsters lived. And on top, it was this old cemetery, but they had this whole underground section where they lived, and all the different species and stuff. And they had different talents that they could do. You had the porcupine woman. Yeah. And
I forgot about her. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And then you had the one that she could turn into mist.
Yeah. I liked her too.
And then there was the one little guy that they could not get out into the sun.
No, because it hurt them.
Yeah. And now there's a lot of, it's painful to watch as far as the humans being cruel to these creatures. It really is. But it is such a good story. Mm-hmm. And it just ends. It's a cliffhanger. So fan fiction, stuff like that, take it, run with it, love it, flesh it out, make it into a complete world, which Barker should have done.
Yeah. For real.
That would be great. Let's see. And it said that they, in 2014, they did do a director's cut, which I did see. I didn't see that much difference between that and the one that was edited or whatever. Mm-hmm. Another one that I'm treading on, possibly, people throwing stones at me for a remake, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. We rewatched this just the other night.
We did. Do we really want a remake of that?
I don't know. Now this was
good. It was good.
It is, and it was a Steven Spielberg, and it was made in 1977, and it is just classic. But you sit and you watch it, and you're like, "Oh my God! Can you imagine what they could do with CGI?" Yeah.
You do got a point there.
That was the thing.
Poltergeist.
I don't know.
But it was cursed.
Yeah, let's not do the cursed one. But Close Encounters, that's another one that could be really good.
What about Stephen X?
What's that one?
I did that on purpose.
It's like,
Jason
what the hell
X.
is that? Oh, I know. After the first movie's original
that was where he was in
things,
fucking space.
Oh, God.
He was like, I don't know, half cyborg at that point? Or something?
And some of those
and he had to fight the robot chick.
Like I said, some of those things after, like, the second sequel on those franchises, they just got stupid. Don't. Something that could be remade and should be remade. Altered States. Now, this is the one that I have wanted you to watch for a long time.
Uh-huh.
But because it's been a long time since I watched it, I don't know the content, and I don't know whether we would be comfortable viewing that together. I think we would watch
it in like different rooms.
This was 1980.
Watch it at the same time in different rooms.
Well, that could be. And it had Ken Russell in it. And this is about deprivation chambers. And what he was trying to do was to reclaim basically ancient primal DNA to reactivate that.
Lizard brain.
And he also, as far as it has to do with ketamine, LSD, mescaline, different things like that.
He tripping out.
He was tripping out.
Letting demons in.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would like to see that one redone with today's technology and stuff. But that was where, after watching that was when I became sort of fascinated with the sensory deprivation research.
Uh-huh.
And I wanted to do some experiments in that when I was, during the psychology degree. And was told by my professor, "Oh, that's been done too much. Do something else."
What?
Yeah.
What does he mean by that?
I don't know.
If you do something, it's called a fucking experiment.
Right. That's the whole point of it, is to experiment and see if you could replicate the thing.
Legit.
Anyhow, he wouldn't let me.
Well, fuck him.
He married Barbara Kingsolver. He's a millionaire and stuff like that. So it's like, he also was the one that dissuaded me from going into parapsychology back when I could have done that. I could have gone to Georgia and studied that. Thank you, Dr. Hop.
Nothing's stopping you now from signing up to online classes.
You can't do that. I don't think that program is there at that university anymore, and I'm not going to go into
No, there's
debt.
Online classes.
I'm not going to get that. You had to pay for that shit too.
I'll pay $25 for a class.
I am not in debt any longer, and so I want to remain that way. Final one, number 11 on our list. This is also, people are going, how dare you? Soylent Green.
Didn't they already remake
Soylent
that?
Green. I don't think that they did remake that. I don't know. Not that I saw, but this was originally in 1973, and there's no way in hell that you're ever going to replace Charlton Heston. I get that.
Yeah.
You're not going to replace Edward G. Robinson, and that was actually his final film role. But that could be done.
That was his final one? Mm-hmm. Why?
I think he died. He was old. And so
Damn.
that could be done
My bad.
so well today. Yeah. Soylent Green
His
is
people.
people. It was great.
Yeah.
It was great. Nobody was like Charlton Heston either. Just that essence. That he had that screen presence.
I would say Invasion of the Body Snatchers, but that was already
They've
remade.
redone that several times.
Yeah.
And the one with Donald Sutherland was really, really good.
Yeah.
The dog with the people
The
face.
brain that
scared the
never
shit out of
died.
me. Well,
The brain that wouldn't die.
some of those old, nice black and white 1950s.
I would like them
Those
to
are so
redo it.
endearing. You know, I tried to pick ones that hopefully they wouldn't butcher. But this is why I'm saying, if it's individual creators, if it's people that know these movies, love these movies, want to make a quality version of this,
Well, that's like, I would really like them to continue that Dark Crystal show, but I know Netflix will not.
no, because it's all about the dollars. It's all about the dollars.
Because I'm like, I would also like to see a remake of Labyrinth. Or a continuation of Labyrinth, like a sequel.
There is no way in hell anybody could ever replace David Bowie.
No way in hell. But,
And so,
but there has to be another Goblin King.
well, now that's one of the things that, as far as musically, Aurelio Voltaire, that he did do a tribute because of a huge David Bowie fan.
So he would have to be like the secondary Goblin King.
And so I haven't listened to the album yet. I think he did finish it. And, but this was just a tribute. This was something he did just purely out of his heart. Mm-hmm. And he's a very talented individual. He
is.
really is. I have a lot of respect for that man. I've followed his work for many years now.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's gorgeous doesn't hurt in the least.
No.
But like I said, there's some of them that I wouldn't want touched, like Dark Crystal.
Yeah.
That was just, and Labyrinth is one of them, even though as far as, was her
they did
name
touch the
Jennifer
Dark
Connelly, would like to replace her. Yeah, I'd replace her.
Well, they did touch the Dark Crystal. They made they made the prequel on Netflix.
Yes, but they also did it in the same style as Jim Henson did.
Well, yeah,
It was his people.
They wanted it to be as faithful to him as possible.
Yeah. So,
Because they did not want to disrespect him in the slightest, and they fought Netflix on that.
yeah. But like I said, I'm suggesting that you've got independent people, groups, whatever. People could do some kind of like crowdfunding
Yeah.
to get some of these
Kickstarter.
done. Yeah. So I believe in the creativity of the people that Hollywood has shat upon, and that includes a lot of the viewers.
Shat upon.
And it's like, no, take back the stories, take back the art. Who said that these people were the end all to all this stuff? So if this strike ruins some of this stuff, good. Let Babylon fall.
Babylon. Babble on.
Yeah. Final thoughts. We've run long on this one because we were passionate about it.
I'm trying to think of another movie like as a bonus.
No, we've run long. We could always do a sequel on this.
That's true.
Yeah. So,
We should do that.
yeah, we may do that because there's some other ones that were mediocre but could be made great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Harriet the Spy.
that's not out of our usual thing.
No, but that's what came to mind.
Well, no, there was just more within our staying within our lane here.
No, but that's perfectly within my range.
Well, that's true. If you've had experiences with paranormal or supernatural encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, if you would like to put in the comment section movies that's within our lanes, that you think would be could be really well made again with today's technology.
You good?
No. I'm fumbling. Send us an email, cupofcoffeewithscream, gmail.com. And like I said, Wikipedia is where we got the little snippets there. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to make a citation for each and every one of them.
Yes.
No, not today.
No. And if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and most of all, subscribe and click that notification button for daily notifications of our daily uploads. Thank you all, and have a good.
Know that you're loved.
Mm-hmm.
And Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cut.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.